Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers and welcome to another video. Been a while, I know. We've done a couple of live streams, and if you have been watching other things, you see there's another project in the pipeline, so to speak, where we'll have an area where we can just have a bit of fun and a bit of a chat that way, instead of all this doom and gloom, which is continually and never ending, I'm afraid to say. So, we have a budget coming up at the end of October, which is going to be absolutely horrendous. So let's just bring up one of the things which I've mentioned a fair few times, and it's worth mentioning because it's a tax that's going to come. It's going to come. And you could tell that by the amount of things that have been said. So here we go. New paper mile car tax bans are the way forward and are needed ASAP. Road experts have suggested that a new paper mile tax scheme should come in as soon as possible to help alleviate the pressure on the £35 billion black hole left by fuel duty. Another black hole. So this is what happens. This is apparently because of all the electric cars that haven't been sold. There's a £35 billion black hole because no one's getting the fuel. I struggle to believe that straight away. I think that's another load of rubbish, but there you go. It'd be like, the £22 billion black hole that doesn't exist. So if that's right, there's a £35 billion black hole left by the fuel duty. So that's a £57 billion black hole the government's got. Yeah, I don't believe that figure for an instant. Any case, paper mile car tax changes are the way forward and need to be as soon as possible, road experts have suggested, not mentioning which road experts and from what organisation. I know the RAC dude said it and then quickly backtracked as quick as he could, realising how much of a stupid idea it is. I've suggested a new paper mile tax scheme should come in as soon as possible to help alleviate the pressure on the £35 billion black hole. No, as I said, we don't believe this. New tax measures could be the only way forward to help combat the rise in electric cars, which are currently taxed on a different level. Not to the level of £35 billion. No, absolute rubbish. We all know that the electric car market is collapsing, has collapsed. It's all a load of rubbish. Oh, here we go. Oh, it is the RAC. Simon Williams, the head of road policy at the RAC, has said, as more and more EVs come on the road, the government will need to tax drivers differently. What EVs? The EV market is not doing very well. Any case, we think replacing fuel duty with paper miles system as soon as possible is a way forward, and then only tax levied on the fuel would be VAT. This would give retailers nowhere to hide. Taken to social media, one person shared another consequence of the anticipated ban on petrol and diesel cars, which won't work. It just won't work. They can think it does, but it won't. How do you place the biggest cash cow? That's correct. Fuel tax, paper mile, and substantially increase the taxation of electricity. Welcome to the Great Green Deal. Absolutely. A second shared absolute joke of a proposal. They need to provide roads fit to drive on before thinking of paper mile, and we already paper mile in fuel tax on diesel and petrol. Correct, we do. A third warned the system would put costs up of everything, adding that business would need to recover the extra costs. Very, very true. Nick Zablowski, if I said that wrong, I do apologise, founder of Choose My Car, explained that drivers in rural areas where driving is often the only viable means of transport stand to lose the most. And one of the people who stand to lose even more, of course, is farmers. Yeah. He said these individuals typically have longer commutes, which they do, and fewer public transport options, meaning tax could disproportionately affect their budgets. A caution. The new system is likely to be fleshed out in the coming autumn statement and fiscal budget from the new Chancellor Rachel Dead Behind the Eyes Reeves, according to reports. So paper mile. Now, there was another mention of it. Another thing somebody shared. I'm going to bring it up on here. So we can have a look where this was mentioned. There we go. Where, as you can see, bring it up so you can see it. New paper mile car tax bans could mean £990 for doing UK average mileage. Car experts have warned that new Labour Party government could introduce a 0.15 or 15 pence, was that 0.15 of a pence per mile, charges under the new revamped vehicle excise duty ban system. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, does it? But of course, it'll only ever increase. And what they'll do is they'll slowly but steadily turn it up. and make sure that we all can't afford to go anywhere. This will impact the coast, the seaside resorts, anywhere, because people will just go, I can't afford to drive there. I mean, okay, £990, but that's £990. I don't pay that much in car tax now. I probably don't pay that much in fuel. It's just a new way of screwing us over. It's a pure and simple way of doing it. Remembering that the government, in their chauffeur-driven vehicles, won't have to pay this. So, yet again, it's taxing the motorist, trying to restrict our movements by making it exponentially more and more expensive to go anywhere. It's just ridiculous. I mean, to those of you who bought electric cars, because we don't pay any tax, this is all on your head. If none of you bought those stupid damn things that cost a fortune to run and are depreciate quicker than anything known to man, if you hadn't bought them, we wouldn't be in this situation. But because people are stupid enough to believe the lies that an EV car is great for the environment when it really, really isn't, and if you do just the most basic of research yourself, you can find out how not good for the environment they actually are, and the fact that they'll depreciate so quick, and the fact that if you do eventually, which you will do, need a new battery, which will cost you anywhere between 5 to, on some cars, 20 grand. When they take that battery out, although there is one factory, I think just one factory that can recycle some of it, the rest of it, it's got nowhere to go. It's got to be put in landfill. It's extremely toxic. Not green at all. And then all you have to do is just look where it's been mined. And, so use your brains. I know it's difficult for a lot of you. Most of you who watch this channel are fully wide awake and aware of all these things. But you never know. The one of the sheep may stumble on here and not understand. Yeah, EV cars are not the saviour. Green energy is not the saviour. And taxing people to oblivion by restricting how far they can go, because that's what it'll do. It's not to have a fair taxation system. It's a system that prevents you from going too far. And imagine how much of a bill a lorry driver who has to drive up and down the country is going to get, and how much more, as somebody quite rightly said in the other one, how much of that cost is going to be passed on to the consumer, which is going to make our food more expensive, our goods more expensive, and therefore just crippling us. It's another way of control. Nothing more, nothing less. Just like EV cars. You have an EV car, the people who make the car can actually shut it down remotely. So you're being controlled 100% of the time. It's not a great system, and we can see it for what it is. Any case, hope you enjoyed this particular video. If you did, there's some more of the videos that are popping up, probably on one side or the other of me. And if you just want to pop over and give them a view, and don't forget to do the old like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy it. I mean, if you agree with what I'm saying and you like what I'm saying, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and please like. Both of these things increase my spread and gets the message out to more people. Without your assistance in that way, it's just going to be to a small crowd, and we need to get these messages out to a more wider audience, and let's see if we can wake a few more sheep up. Thanks so much for watching, and with that, I'm done. So, until the next one.